Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Road to Emporia. This one's my favorite because it's new bike day. I'm going to go through the new bike I built for Unbound, kind of some of the equipment choices, things we're going to look for, and then a few tests we might do to see if we might want to swap a few things out. So I hope you're as excited about new bike day as I am. Probably not, because I get to ride this little rocket ship. So we'll go through everything and let us know in the comments what you think. If there's something else that you've used, we'd love to hear about it. All right, so the first thing that everybody wants to know is the frame. So we went with a Factor Ostro Gravel. It's their aero race gravel bike. I'm really excited about it. I really like to see where the industry's going with this, kind of pushing the limits. When Unbound started in 2006, it was people out on 26-inch mountain bikes and just trying to figure it out. And now this really is a purpose-built racing machine for that bike, or for that race. So really excited to see what they're doing. It is inspired by their lightweight road aero bike with wider tire clearance, up to 45 mil. So really excited for that. It's about 900 grams for the frame, so really nice and lightweight, and it has some aero touches. So it also comes with the Black Ink, their sister company, bar and stem combo. I think this is a really nice touch that cleans up all the cable routing. There's no exposed cables, and is a huge aero gain. So that's one that a lot of people don't really realize how big it is, but you know, can sometimes be in the 10+ watt gain over a round aero bar stem. So or a round bar and stem. One thing about this one in particular that I know will ruffle a few feathers, it has a few bolts on the top here, which is not normal. And that is because this frame, this handlebar, is set up for aero bar extension. So really nice and easy to just bolt those directly in. You get the best of both worlds with a aero cockpit. When you're not running aero bars, you have the option of running aero bars. And I think we're going to do some really exciting testing around the finishing touches on this bike, aero bars being one of them, and be able to say exactly how much time they might save out at Unbound. So that's kind of the frame, the main highlights there, and I'm really excited to get out and put some miles in on this bike before Unbound. The next piece we want to go into, the group set. So I am a huge Shimano fan. I ride that pretty much any chance I get, especially on gravel. I love the braking and the shifting performance. So I went with GRX Di2 with a 1140 XTR mountain bike cassette in the rear for all of the range that I might need, and then a 4831 crank up front. So almost road gearing in the front and some really big ratios in the back for the extra bailout gears when I'm suffering at the end. So and that is actually capped off too with a Stages power meter, try to help gauge the effort a little bit. So on the group set side of things, I couldn't be happier with Shimano Di2. It's the second iteration of that I've had, and no complaints there. So didn't want to, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So continuing on with Shimano is the Pro Stealth saddle. I've been riding those for a few years, and saddles are just so personal that once you find one that works for you, it's really hard to change. So when I was building this bike up and choosing everything, went ahead and went with that saddle. And that is on top of Factor's aero seat post. So little aero touches all over the place on this one, which is something I get really excited about. On the saddle, we have our Matone saddlebag that has kind of all my flat gear. There's a few other options we might go into later of where to keep that, and we'll actually test to see how big of a advantage or disadvantage it is to keep your spares there. Obviously, with a 200-mile race like Unbound, not having spares is not really an option. So we got to keep them somewhere, and we'll figure out what the best one is for that. But one big thing that people hit on all the time are wheels and tires. What wheels and tires are you running? Like I said before, this bike has clearance for up to 45 mil tires. My assumption is that that 45 mil tire is probably going to be the fastest option, and that's wrapped around a GRX carbon wheel. So it's got a 25 mil internal, nice wide base platform for the 45 mil Pirelli Cinturato H's. It's their faster rolling gravel tire with still some pretty good puncture protection, and then we'll fill that with the SILCA Ultimate Tubeless Sealant. So hopefully nice flat-free day at Unbound, but just in case we still get some flats, one of my favorite non-SILCA items that I have on this bike is the Dynaplug tubeless plug kit. This one actually goes into the bar end and replaces a plug, so it's nice and easy to get in and out for a quick flat. We have a few different I have a few different ideas on tires I might want to run for different conditions, and then I'm actually going to go through and do some pretty in-depth testing, and I'll share that all with you guys on which option I think is probably going to be the best for Unbound. Another big thing that we talk about a lot around here, and I heard all day long in Emporia last year, was what lube are you running? So with this, we actually have a Dura-Ace 11-speed chain on with SILCA Hot Wax X. So my hope is that the graphene is going to prolong it a little bit longer and make sure we get through that 200 miles without having to re-lube. We have another video out on that, how to re-lube your chain mid-ride. So if it's as nasty as it was last year, there's nothing making it through that whole ride. So, but this is going to give us the fastest, cleanest option to start the day. So I'm all about that, going with that lube. The other big piece there is hydration. So it's likely to be really hot. So I have two Sakuro Tie Cerakote bottle cages on there. The black I think matches the frame really nicely, along with our gravel aero pump here, just in case we run out of CO2. We also have the option of running a third cage on the bottom of the down tube here. I'm going to do a lot of experimenting with running a third bottle cage, jersey pockets, hydration packs. We even have top tube mounts for top tube bag. We'll kind of do a little pairing of a little of this, a little of that, and see what comes out to be the fastest option, and that's reasonable to have on for 200 miles, and makes it nice and easy so that eating isn't a chore. But yeah, so I think that pretty much brings us to the bulk of the bike that I'm going to ride in Emporia. So we got a couple months to get on the bike, train, get used to it, make any little tweaks here and there. I'm really excited for this one. There's definitely some changes that are going to happen. I'm just not sure what they are yet. So like I said before, stay tuned to some testing videos and blogs that we'll do. Really going in depth with storage options, tire width, compounds, all that kind of stuff. And I think will help kind of make some other decisions for race day for myself, and then hopefully for everybody else. All right, thanks for joining us here for my bike unveil. A little bit different of a bike build, but nobody wanted to watch me fumble with some cables all day. So we're going to go ahead and wrap the video up, but like it, share it. Let us know in the comments section what you think of the build, what you would do differently, and anything that you want to see tested. See if there's maybe a equipment choice that you want to know which one is faster. Leave that in the comments section below.